meeting of the Novi Public Library Board of Trustees this Thursday, June 11, 2026. If you're able, please rise. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ask the Secretary to do the roll call.
Trustee Bartlett.
Here.
Trustee Burke.
Here.
Trustee Dooley.
Here.
Trustee Helvangus is present. Trustee Stirring.
Present.
Trustee Yu.
Present.
6 members present.
Second item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda.
Have a change to the
Okay.
agenda. We need to add for item number 9 to accept the fourth quarter changes to the 271 and 272 25-26 budgets.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to add to the agenda the approval of the fourth quarter budgets for years 26-27 for accounts 271 and 272. Any discussion?
Nope.
Not, let's vote on adding item number 9 to the agenda.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus is yes. Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Trustee Yu.
Yes.
And Trustee Bartlett.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Item 9 is added to the agenda. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of 2 items. The minutes of May 14, 2026, which was a regular board meeting, and it also consists of the approval of the claims and warrants for accounts 271 and 272 as set forth on page 15 through 17.
I'll move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? I have one question, Julie, and that's just, there was a vendor I didn't recognize, CW Government.
Yes.
What is that?
Is it CWG? Is that correct?
I thought it was CW.
Or CGW?
Oh, CDW.
Yeah, I just didn't
government.
recognize him.
Yeah, that's a vendor for computer hardware.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And they do great discounting, government discounting.
Okay, I just didn't recognize them, so I was curious what they were. Okay,
Usually once a year.
okay.
Yeah.
Any other discussion on the consent agenda? If not, ask the Secretary to take the vote.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Trustee Yu.
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Next item on the agenda, and this is always an exciting agenda, always an exciting presentation when we have somebody from Michigan State University Federal Credit Union, Ian Dickinson, who wants to, I think, give us some money. We always love that.
Come on over here first. Yes. So as you see on page 18 of your packet, I have been working with Ian Duncanson from MSU Federal Credit Union to identify some amazing projects and opportunities for MSU to sponsor us in this year and a little bit into next year, so the 2026, 2027 year. So we were able to take advantage of some things before our end of fiscal, which is the end of June, but then also going into the summer and into the new fiscal starting in July. And you can see collections, you can see programming. What else am I missing?
Technology.
Technology, thank you, thank you, yes. In fact, that's our 3D printer that's in our IQ, which is already labeled and says, wonderful thank yous to MSU Federal Credit Union, made with the 3D printer.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, nice.
Yes, Ian's gonna be stopping in and taking a little tour of some things once we have the progression of some of the things that are moving forward for us. But I am so appreciative of this wonderful opportunity to work with Ian again and with MSU Federal Credit Union. This is now the second time that we've received just an absolutely very generous gift to the library for some pretty fantastic wish list items that bring, continued support and moving us forward in such wonderful ways. So I'd like to give a moment for Ian to say a few words, but I cannot thank you enough, Ian, for the continued support. And of course, you're going to hear me say, go green. Go green. Thank you so much for that, but go ahead and we'll do the actual presentation, but please.
Perfect. I am thrilled to be back here again. One of the things that I always like to share that's a cool part of my job working in our community impact division at MSU-FCU is that when we open a branch, we don't just open a branch. We take roots in the community. And so a lot of people don't know credit unions are not-for-profit organizations. So what that means is that we reinvest back into our membership and into the communities where our members live. So just by being a member, you help to support giving back to organizations like the Novi Public Library, among several other organizations right here locally in the community and in the surrounding communities. Every year we give back $10 per member. And so as our membership grows, our ability to give back to the community grows. So it's fantastic to be able to support the library again. The programs that Julie and her team and that all of you as leaders of the public library's direction enable is just fascinating. It's incredible in its ability to build community, to foster literacy, programming for families, for youth. I'm just so impressed and pleased that we're able to support you again. I would invite you to consider joining MSU-FCU if you haven't yet, as well as those in your network. That's how we are able to fuel our continued community give back. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Join
Yeah.
us.
Sure.
Okay. Mark is our president, and he's going to join us. And can someone take a photo and then you can send it to me? My camera didn't do it did an okay job, but not great, so I broke my,
Oh, thanks, Tori.
I broke my
Like, who has the
screen
best
from-
phone?
From my phone. Yes, we are. We're gonna come right up here, so.
Oh, so do we get out of your
So if
way?
you wanna present it
Yeah,
first,
do you want
and then
us-
we can do a photo, but go ahead and present.
Do you want us out of the way, Julie?
Ta-da, yes. Here it is. And we're gonna join you. All right. Yay.
That is.
I love big checks.
In another life, I work for Publishers Clearing.
Thank you, Tori.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ian. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ian.
I now have two of those
It's
for
been-
my wall.
It's 2 years.
Yes.
Ian,
we
it's
will.
been two years now since your location there at Novi and Grand River.
Yes.
You're like right at the center of Novi,
That's
that
right,
location. And
downtown.
I remember your grand opening. Has that been 2 years already since you?
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
So in 2 years for us. Thank you very much. We
Yes.
really appreciate that your commitment to the library. We're glad you're in Novi and you're right in the center of Novi and Grand River. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
All right, we will. Thank you. Yes, you too.
Oh, okay. Thanks. At this point, we're at the public comment section of our agenda. In order to hear all the citizens' comments at a reasonable hour, the library board requests that speakers respect the 3-minute time limit. This is not a question and answer session. However, it's an opportunity to voice your thoughts with the library board. Citizens must state their first, last name, and address if they wish to address the library. Any comments from anybody? From the Friends? Anything from the Friends? Okay, thank you for joining us. Moving on, reports. Team space statistics, they're on page 19 in our booklet. I don't know if there's anything you want to add to that, but the statistics are there.
Just that this was the end of the year, so you have we completed Teen Space just through the holiday, and so we are done, and summer reading has already started. So these are the final numbers. So 5,854 visits were made to Teen Space this year, which is absolutely amazing. Even with us cutting Fridays, which began in February, still great turnout. I'd like to thank Taylor Price and Shannon O'Leary and Anna Jakubiak and Austin Weberly for being our Teen Space staff that monitored and made connections this year. And that was a change. That was asking them to be involved in the room more and not just hire just a monitor, but have someone who's a librarian that's making connections with the students, and that really does go a long way. Anna then also does our teen advisory board, and so that's an opportunity for her to see if there's kids who might be involved, want to be involved, in that capacity. And so, and that was an ask of mine to them. Would you, consider being in Teen Space and taking part in that way? And I really do appreciate the fact that they were open to that and being part of that project. And we'll continue that way because it has worked very well. Tori, Trustee, you and I, we have a date on the calendar where we're going to be sitting down and starting to look at what does a student rep look like, so that we're ready for the fall and when we put out a call to see if there are students who might be interested in joining you here at the library board. So more to come on that.
I do have a question.
Yes.
These statistics are only the teens that go into the meeting room?
Correct. Just the
It's
teens.
not all the ones that filter in and out?
Oh, right,
through
so
the
that's
library.
just one space, Teen Space, but we've got the teen lounge upstairs, which that can hold 37, and then where they sit throughout the building.
Right,
We don't,
right.
yeah, we don't count. I can tell you that probably on average, we're seeing about 10% of the high school. So there's about 2,000, probably about 200 students will come in through 2:45 to 5:30, 6 o'clock, or some might stay longer for studying. But I would be very confident with 10% coming over daily.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
Just a comment, part of the meet and greet that we had with staff, talking to Austin, I think he enjoys interacting with
Yeah.
the teens.
Yes.
I mean, he's very lively
Oh,
and
yeah.
very interesting, and I can't speak to the other people necessarily, but it came out in the conversation that we had, that Austin just kind of
Yeah.
thrives on it.
I think they all enjoy it, and I do believe it takes certain people, to build those relationships, and they've done a great job. So I appreciate you saying that. I will make sure that, he knows, but they've done a great job as a team to bring that particular service to our community for our teens. Yeah, it's been very, very positive. We don't get the behavior sometimes that can happen if you're not engaging or, monitoring and helping. And I didn't make any calls to the high school, and I've done that in the past. And I think that just tells you that if they're building relationships like that, they understand the building and what we expect, but also we're giving them an opportunity to be there and use it in a way they need it to.
Are all 4 of the librarians in the teen space at one time?
No,
Every day?
they take shift.
Oh.
They rotate per day. There's only one. Yeah,
Oh, there's only one in there at a time?
correct.
Oh, got
Yeah.
it, okay.
And that attendance can go up to a max of 70. It's a lot of teens. So, yep, yeah.
Yep.
Nope, great questions. Thank you.
Next item is my report. First of all, on page 20 to 21, Governor Whitmore has established this Champions Council for Every Child to Read, which I think Michigan is maybe lower than many other states on some of their test scores and stuff, so I hope this is a chance in the right direction, and I think this is a great, an attempt to help make sure every child reads, so I think that's a great thing. I don't know how that exactly is going to work and stuff like that, but I think it's a move in the right direction.
Yes, and what I hope is that we will actually be part of the conversation and part of the planning, and because not always do libraries get included. And so I put that in there as an opportunity for you to see that we'll probably take on a role in some aspect, because I think that's very important as our role as a library in our community.
Also on page 21 is the email to the Deputy Consul General Yamane in regard to the Japanese Read Day. Unfortunately, I could not attend that myself, but I understand it was very successful, and it was well received and very successful. I wish I could have attended. Just a slight update on the draft board committee assignments on page 22. Since last month, I appointed Kat Dooley to chair the Human Resources Committee. There's still a number of vacancies on the committee. Hoping to have a new board trustee appointed, and we'll fill the vacancies at that time. I understand there were 4 people this past Monday who not really interviewed, but made slight presentations to council, and I was impressed with all of them, quite frankly. So I think we have some good candidates.
I was there, and I too agree with you. I do believe they'll make a decision at the June 22nd meeting.
Nice.
Last thing on, at least for my report, is reflections from board members in terms of activities that have happened, in the past month, or things that are happening that may be relevant to the library. And I just want to start this by the meet and greet that we had with staff a couple weeks ago. There were 3 meetings. I had the pleasure of attending all. I think there was about maybe a total of about 20 staff, a couple people. I think Dana was there a couple times, and Kristen was there a couple times, and Austin was there a couple times, but a total of about 20 staff people. And from my perspective, it was a very nice interaction and question and answer period, and all the other trustees, I'm sure, have thoughts in terms of what their feelings were for the meet and greet, but I thought it went really well, and I'll open it up to other trustees.
I'll echo that. I think that was the first time that I've been able to experience that, and this is my 3rd term. So I'm really glad that we set that up. I would like to encourage us doing that on a semi-regular basis, even if it's biannual or a minimum annual. I think the trustees need to make that connection with the staff. And I really applaud the staff because they came to us with really great questions, and they were very open, and Mark and I were also open back. I mean, it was just really a wonderful dialogue. They're very passionate about the community. They're very passionate about their careers and what they, bring to people that walk in the door. So, they had some questions about other things going on in the community too. So we were able to kind of have good dialogue on that. But I really appreciate that time. So I just wanted to thank the staff for coming. That was really cool. Because I think a lot of times they just don't know us. They just don't. They don't have time to meet us. So I appreciate that. So thank you.
And if there's anything that came up that you'd like me to be aware of or to assist with, please don't hesitate to email me if there's anything. Yep.
Any other trustees or Tori?
Yeah, I completely echo those comments. I thought this was a great opportunity to really meet the staff as well, put a face to their names that we see in the board packet month after month, hear a lot of their comments, their questions, especially. I didn't know that a lot of the staff watch our board meetings because they have questions about that, about some of the choices we made, and we were able to kind of be really transparent about why we made the choices that we did, or our personal views on things, and they can share their own concerns or things that they want us to think about moving forward. The other thing I wanted to talk about was I did attend the Read Japan unveiling, which was a really nice event. So we got 125 materials donated, which was amazing, all about the Japanese culture, and a wide array of different types of materials, fiction, nonfiction, and types of information and guides that were available. And Shannon O'Leary oversaw that project, and we all know on the board how passionate and wonderful she is, but really to hear her passion at that event was amazing.
Yeah. I do have one. So last night, I was able to attend the Friends of the Novi Library meeting, and one of the officers is here today in attendance to us. It's been a while since I've been to a meeting, so it was a lot of fun to be there and to hear a lot of the projects and things they're working on. July will be their annual meeting, so that's when they're going to go over, I think, more budgetary things and approve the budget. But I think it goes without saying, and we'll probably repeat it every month, but we couldn't do what we do without the Friends. And the organization creates such a significant impact to the library and the community. When we think about some of the things that they have supported us on that are in the library, whether it's an infrastructure or capital item or something, for the staff's in service, the community is just really lucky to have that support. And it was a great meeting. I think it got spicy for a little bit. Those ladies are spicy. I love that. I love that word. I love them. No, it was really fun. It was so much fun. And I just wanted to, publicly say that I encourage everybody in the Novi community to be a member. I know that everybody on the board is, but it's so inexpensive to support the Friends as a member. It's like $10 for an individual.
Yeah.
Like, it's a Starbucks coffee, Tori, He's already a member. He's already a member.
Tori, I'll buy you a coffee.
Yeah, I'll buy Tori a coffee too. I'll buy him a coffee too, but it's just such a significant organization to at least support. Their membership enrollment has gone down, and we're not really sure if it's because of economic times or things like that. So I just encourage if anybody has hopefully a spare $10 that they support. And there's other levels too, but that's it.
I would also say that I enjoyed the meet and greet very much, and I absolutely think we should do it more often. I was able to meet some people. Unfortunately, in my group, I think I knew everyone but one, so I wasn't really too much of a meet. So I would love to meet more people as the years go on. And Brian and I attended the Sakura Read Box unveiling, which was a really nice little presentation. Not only is it a cool opportunity with the books that are provided for the kids, but actually the community, not just kids, but was it the developer's daughter was the one who did the artwork? Yes, and that was just really something. If you have an opportunity to stop by, it's really cool.
Part of the development group, yes.
Yeah. So I appreciated that. It was nice to be there. So.
I also had a chance to attend the community event last week. We, of course, Julie had a group outside the area, and Gail Anderson helped put the entertainment together inside, which included some Polish dancers, the Japanese drums, and Tori was the sound man.
Nice.
So, but it was good. Seemed to be well attended, and it was a very nice event.
Anybody else? I'll just mention one other thing, and that maybe you've heard about it, but at the Kent County Library in Grand Rapids, they had an event a couple days ago, and they had two authors, Kristen Hannock and Megan Chance.
Yep.
Who
Really?
I have to admit, I haven't read any of their books, but they've each written like 10 or 15 books. And these are two ladies that decided just to get together for a little event. And it started at the Kent County Library, and they were expecting about 1,000 people. And they had 10,000 people, so they had to transfer it to the Van Andel Auditorium to have that.
Yep.
And I didn't see it, and I'll have to admit, I have not read any of their books, but these two ladies kind of bantered back and forth, and they talked about their lives and what inspired them, and they were kidding. One was like 6 months older than the other, when you're the old lady kind of thing. And it was really interesting. But what I wanted to let people know is Kelvin College has a January series where they have events where they have speakers, world-renowned speakers that come between the semesters. And what they did is they recorded the event. And so if anybody wants to hear the event, look at the January series through Calvin University. And they've recorded it, and it's available for replay through, I think, July 8 or July 9, if you want to hear it. But I didn't have a chance to hear it live or so, but I'm going to definitely watch it. And I think it's just two ladies who we probably wouldn't have thought were authors, but they became authors, and I loved it, you know.
They're major.
Who's
They're
that? Kristen Hanna, who was the other one?
I can't remember what it,
Megan Chance.
yes.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I know
And
Kristen
they've each
Hanna
written
has
about
it.
10 or 15 books, haven't they?
Kristen Hanna is hot. Like,
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's reading her.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's great.
I
Fantastic.
think I read like 3 of hers or 4 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
I've
And
read,
they're
to look
very
up the other one.
historical.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, I think that they're also geared for men. I don't want you to think that they're just girl books, okay?
No, they, very good.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
If anything else on reflections, if not, I'm going to turn it over to Treasurer's Report, Mr. Bartlett.
And I'm going to hold off most of my comments till item 9, or else it would be very, very, very redundant. We do have notice from the city that they have finally hired a new comptroller, finance director, whatever position they have. So supposedly we're going to be out from having to depend on third parties for our numbers and so forth. But other than that, yeah, I'll save my comments for item 9.
Any
Okay.
questions for our treasurer? If not, turning to you, Julie, Director's Report.
Okay, wow, we're moving quick, aren't we? Okay, so I am on page 37, and I'm going to start with our anniversaries. And the first one I'm going to start with actually is not noted. I apologize, but Donna Filipiak, she is from our Support Services Department, and she is celebrating 10 years. So, yes, so I apologize for the photo not being in. I go through a long list, and I look for July, and I must have missed the 7 as I was going through. So I want to start with her. I did send her an apology for omitting her. The next is Keith Perfect. He is celebrating 14 years, and he's with our Facilities
14 years,
Department.
wow.
Yep. And then we have Tracy Pelletier, 9 years from our Support Services Department. Dana Van Oost, 7 years from Administration. Kim Droulard for 1 year, Support Services. And Stephanie Trifanoff, 1 year, Support Services. So thank you all to the staff and happy anniversary. Appreciate your years of service. Down at the bottom, you see a photo. These are some wonderful volunteers from our community, from businesses that took part in the Community Impact Day. This was a project put together for the first time through our Chamber of Commerce. And so we were a site, and we took 6 volunteers to be at the library who helped us with labeling our Readbox books. So, which is a huge project, can sometimes fall on staff if we don't have the volunteers, and this was very helpful to us because we had hundreds of books that got plated before we got them out to the Readboxes for the summer. So huge thank you. One, to the Chamber for hosting this. I believe this will become an annual opportunity for the community, which we will definitely take part in. We'll stockpile some things so we know that we can have lots of volunteers. But really excited that we're doing this as a community and taking part.
I have a question about the read boxes.
Sure.
Do the same types of books go in all the read boxes?
They're
Like
all donations. So yes,
Well,
that's
I
how
know,
we use our
But do you
donations.
gear certain titles to certain read boxes, or?
We do genres. So if it's a youth park, for example, the splash pad, we'd be putting in a lot more youth materials, knowing that there'd be lots of kiddos. We'll put just a couple adult things, but make sure we've got, a variety.
Right.
But yes, depending on the location is where we might put something different.
Okay.
But they're definitely different books all the time because it's all donation what's coming in. But it's a great way for us to use and recycle our donations.
Okay.
We've got a Tiger program coming up on June 22nd at Fox Run, and registration, if you have not registered, please do. We do have a lot of people coming to that event. Tom Gage is back because it's another book, but he's bringing Alex Avila with him. So you'll get an opportunity to hear from hear from them, which is very exciting. We know we have a lot of Tiger fans in our community, and they're finally on a winning streak, except for today, I guess. I think I saw they lost. Bummer. Songfest I put in for you, and I apologize. I think I've sent you Tuesday Tunes. Have you received Tuesday Tunes info? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. But these are getting ready to gear up. The week of the 23rd, Tuesday Tunes will be on the 23rd. That's the first one, which that's a lunchtime program at the library on our patio. And then the 25th kicks off for our Paradise Park events. So very excited about the lineup. This is Gail Anderson setting up all of these opportunities for entertainment for the summer. And we're very excited to be hosting these. We've got great partners that will be part of that. And as you know, MSU Federal Credit Union is our Tuesday Tunes sponsor, so they'll be there. And then we have Diversified Federal Credit Union who's sponsoring our Summer Song Fest. So we've got some great sponsors as well that will be there. I'm happy to entertain any more questions from the rest of the packet. If you have any, please don't hesitate.
I just had a question about the Mary Ann's DTE energy audit walkthrough. How did that go?
So that actually went really well. It was myself and Mary Ann and Keith Perfect for us to walk through and get an idea from them as to how we can save energy in the building with lighting. Even our automated material handling system, because it's just been purchased and we're within the first year, there should be some opportunities for maybe some rebates. And so we are working with them to see how we can benefit from that.
Super.
Yep. And that came from the connection we've made with DTE and some sponsorships that have happened currently through the connection I have with Erica Schlenker, who told me, Julie, you should really think about doing this. And so that's getting out there and having some opportunity to speak with some of our partners and sponsors.
Great.
Yep, thank you.
I do have a couple.
I might mention that DTE does that for homeowners too.
Yes, they do.
That I mean,
Yes.
and the people that I've known that have had it done speak
Yes.
very highly of
Yep.
the suggestions that have been made.
And one of the reasons why we were excited to have them was also we've got some lighting still that hasn't been able to be changed over to LED. And so there might be some options that they can give us for that.
I did have a couple comments, but unfortunately I didn't write down what page I saw them on. But I know that there was, I'm losing my voice, a few comments on patio furniture. Did we buy new patio furniture?
We are buying some flexible furniture, so some folding chairs and tables, so that we don't have to use the inside furniture. It's really more for inside, our really nice tables. So yes, we've bought some flexible patio furniture for that.
Okay. And somewhere in here, I read about parking lot repair.
Yes.
Didn't we just do that?
This is a maintenance thing every year that we will do. That's in the plan to always do that, and it's fill cracking and it's not a complete seal anymore because we know we don't have to do that, but it's looking at areas where we can continue to maintain so that we can take it longer before we would do a major overhaul.
Okay.
Yep. And that was approved in budget.
What is Launchpad?
Launchpad, those are new pads that, so we're going to launch it in July. I mean, if we did the soft launch, I know the word launch, but it's not, it's.
Launching launch
Yes,
pads?
digital reading on actual pads with stories. So you'll be able, they're already out, and they're available for checkout, but we will do a big splash in July. We had a lot in our June e-news, and we don't want some things to go missing,
Right,
from
right.
everything, so we held it off. But yeah, it's a new collection for youth. Yep.
I did want to comment in Jeff Smith's report,
Yes.
how they upcycled a TV that wasn't being used to replace one. Very appreciative
Yep.
of that.
We do, pretty much all of our technology gets recycled.
That's great.
And that's it. Oh, the report by Sarah,
Yes,
awesome.
yes,
Oh my
great.
gosh.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
really thorough.
That
Yes.
was so good.
I had another question on page 61.
Sure.
Just about the, because I'm so excited about the new materials handler.
Yep.
I just want to make sure I'm reading this correctly. So when you say it came through the manual bin during Memorial Day, that's the one that's beside the automated?
Correct.
That's the one that opens when this one's full?
Correct.
So wasn't Memorial Day when they were going to do the carousel thing to fill more bins?
Yes.
And did that happen? Because it
We-
seems like that wasn't a whole lot of,
We still had some issues.
oh, okay, so that was the,
So we're
I'm
still
remembering
tweaking.
right that it was supposed
Yes.
to do that, but it didn't quite, okay.
We are still
Gotcha.
tweaking things.
Okay.
Yes.
So for 3 days, we had 176 items come through?
The manual
let's
one,
see.
The manual.
The manual.
overall,
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And what's white, orange, and transits?
Those are the different slips for how they have to be moved either out of the building and
Oh,
labeled
okay.
differently. Yeah, for getting them to other locations and.
I guess piggybacking off that question, so the last few times I've been in the library, I noticed the whole shelf, there's different color slips. What are those deciphered?
I'll have to get that for you. But,
I
don't
see all
wanna-
just the white. and-
yes, I don't want to speak out, so let me get you those details.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'll
I believe they're all going to end up being green eventually, but.
Oh, right, because as they get, to
Yes,
the new
so,
ones get through,
but,
that makes sense.
yes, let me get you the details
Okay.
on the slips. I'm happy to.
And I will say I do appreciate the hour by hour
Yep.
activities at the circulation desk.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
and
really nice.
this came up from, some questions of, how staff is being used, at circulation. And it's so hard because, we might have staff out there and it might not look like they might be working hard, and they are. And it's based on, the use of the building and when people come in and don't, and how they need a library card or how they have a different interaction with a staff person. And so she was able to give you some really good information about how staffing is being used throughout the department.
Yeah.
That's
And
nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because during our meet and greet that I was at, I think one of the questions that came up was, what area of the library would you want to know more about, or if you worked in the library, which department you want to be?
Great
and I said
question.
support services because that's what I really want to know about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I liked seeing that in the packet.
And I think you saw Sarah has offered, to give you,
I like that,
yes,
too. Yeah,
to
that's
give
great.
you a little behind the scenes and let you see all the ins and outs of what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I also, like Sarah's report really was wonderful because I think it's pertinent to the conversation that we're having tonight. So that was really helpful to get that snapshot, very detailed.
Yes.
So please tell her we
Absolutely.
appreciate that. The other thing I wanted to point out was the breakdown of the Novi cardholders by age. I actually was really surprised. I don't know why I was thinking it was going to be different demographically, but the two most highest cardholder demographics are 36 to 55. And I was like, oh, I'm in that age group. That makes sense. But then, but then also the same thing with what is it? The breakdown of Novi College. What was the second graph, Julie? Because it
think
kind of
that's
coincides
overall.
with the first one.
Isn't it overall?
Is that overall?
That's, I think, other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
Other
is that the
libraries, not
materials
just
that are
Novi.
checked out,
Right.
like adult
So
oriented?
this is age ranges based on reader age.
Okay.
And then the other one is age ranges based on the strategic planning and
Age
age
ranges,
ranges.
yeah.
So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is.
So,
I was
because we were
expecting
looking
it-
at different numbers, so.
I was expecting it to be a different demographic entirely, so I was very surprised. So thank you for that data.
Yes, absolutely. Anything else?
Any other questions for our director?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Next section is public comment. I don't see anybody else in the audience, so I don't have to read the magic language. Next item is committee reports. This is an opportunity for the committee or the head of the committee to report on any items they want to inform the trustees about that happened in their committee, other than the things that we'll talk about later for matters of library board action. Any special thing going on in the committee?
That's not on the matters for board action.
Building and grounds, we want to talk about the technology,
I
Tori.
wasn't sure if you want, how in-depth you wanted to go with that, since we.
Just mention it, that,
So building and grounds, we met last week, to talk about our technology plan. Jeff came up with a very, very thorough report, talking about like our technology inventory, some like future trends, the technology used at the library, items that we have in the library involving technology. And then he kind of gave us a preview about what's coming down the line into the budget, some projects that he has to kind of update our system, refresh and kind of modernize our system. So definitely take a good look at that. It's in our front packet. We didn't share it out just because it goes very in-depth on our infrastructure.
It's a great report.
It's
Yeah, he did.
fabulous.
A ton of work.
and I forgot to tell Jeff this at a time, and I mean, it's nice that he is so proactive
Yes,
in terms of thinking ahead as opposed to reactive
yes.
based on problems. I mean, just a very proactive approach to technology, and 100% of it's over my head.
I think,
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
he did come to our meet and greet, and we like personally thanked him for his expertise, and we were really happy that he's here.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been able to do a lot of technology upgrades and improvements
Yeah.
with him.
Any other committee reports or anything? If not, let's go to matters for library board action, and we have a lot of board action tonight. A nine's a nice magic number, I guess, you know, do 9 different things. First item is the policy committee. It's a draft of the following policies: circulation, confidentiality, collection development, computer and internal usage, customer service, distribution and postings, emergency closings, patron behavior. This is the first draft, so we don't need to act on it tonight unless we want to, but it's the first draft. And so this is, I guess, I would say an opportunity for discussion on anything, to give further feedback to the committee. If there is, kind of a unanimous feeling towards it, we could entertain an action item, but at this point, it's just for discussion. So I open it up for discussion.
Well, the policy committee met, and we went over all the different policies, and there was a couple little ones that we might be able to approve tonight.
Okay.
But I've been advised that there are some grammatical changes and corrections that need to be made on most of them. So what if we go through each policy, not in detail, but like circulation policy, do you have some changes? Yes, then we'll skip over that one.
Okay.
Something like that?
Well, I would-
Okay.
I would go a step further and say, unless it was something that changes content, that maybe we could even prove, the ones, if I just have like capitalization and
Okay.
things, we could even approve it with just grammatical changes, knowing that it's not going to be a grammatical and punctuation versus if it's
Structural.
actually structurally changing
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean? We can lump those together, I would think,
There was, okay,
Well,
well,
Sorry, I was
No,
just
go
gonna say, I think if we're taking that route, then we probably want to make sure to include the finalized versions just for posterity in the next packet,
We can,
so people know that it's all been updated.
we can do it.
Okay. If that's the route we take.
well, we did make one change to the, what is this? Circulation policy.
Okay.
On page 85.
Okay.
The part that is in red would remain mostly until it says, the last line, cost of the item will be waived so long as that's where we stop, material has not been ordered, is what we're replacing that with.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh, okay. So not the replacement fee has not been paid, it's if the item's ordered?
Items have not
Well,
been.
the committee thought that the way it was worded would encourage people not to pay
Oh,
very
yeah.
quickly.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does
Yeah,
make sense.
it does make sense, yep.
Do you want to comment on that, Brian? Or
Yeah,
elaborate?
the intent we discussed in the meeting, the intent was we have customers who have made complaints at the circulation desk and so forth. We felt that, the way it was worded, it sounds like there's an incentive not to pay right away.
Right, yeah.
The other item is this also allows the librarian to say, well, I have to see if that item has been ordered yet, because per our policy, if it's been ordered,
You have to.
we basically have gone through the process of replacing the item. And it gives you a chance to then get back with the client, kind of diffuse the situation, because there have been situations where people said, geez, I just paid 2 days ago, why can't I get my money back? It basically gives the person a reason to say, and it sounds more reasonable. It sounds
Right.
to the client, you say, well, yes, it was lost. Have they ordered anything yet?
I like that.
So it can come back
Makes
saying,
good sense,
yes,
yeah.
we've ordered, no, we haven't. Basically it makes it, and when you put it in the policy like this, again, it sounds like, where's the incentive to pay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't read it that way, but you're absolutely right.
So-
Why
Yeah.
would I pay if
Exactly.
I'm,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
I like that update.
And you're gonna have somebody, because if I was there, they say, you've lost an item, I need, $15, okay, here's a credit card, $15 and so forth. And then all of a sudden, when my kids finds the book, it's like,
Right.
that's how it's,
Right.
Yeah,
if I was that, in that position, so.
Okay.
Is
So-
that the only comment to the circulation policy?
That's the only change that we made to the first draft, unless there are other changes that people want to make.
Well, this is the one that I was pointing out a little bit earlier. It said, on page 81, when it's about getting the cards, it says a second parent, guardian, or caregiver can be added to the child's account if they are present at registration with the registered primary parent, guardian, or caregiver, and the child in attendance. Then on page
gotta go back.
83,
Right.
and when they're talking about renewing, it doesn't say anything about a second parent. So did they automatically get renewed? Do they have to come back again? Same thing? Or if one parent at least is there,
So
can they vouch for the
that's
other
what we
parent?
dealt with
Or-
in
I don't know.
April. Because this was looked at in April.
That's what I'm wondering,
Yes.
yeah, but I didn't see.
And they don't, the second parent does not have to be in attendance.
For renewal.
For the renewal?
For
Correct.
renewal.
Okay.
Right.
But that second parent will have a renewed card then, is that right?
Will be
I
on,
understand.
will be on the card. We
Be
keep the
on the
information.
card with the, okay.
Yes, yes, we keep the information the same, but only one parent has to do the
Okay.
renewal.
Okay.
Right.
Does that need to be
Which
stated
seems
there
more
or not?
friendly.
What I'd like to do is, I'd actually like to go back on that and just double check it.
Okay.
That's all, that's what I'd like to do.
Fair.
So
yeah.
we'll
Yep.
just skip over this policy for now.
Yep,
Okay.
it'll be a second draft.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Are
you.
there
We
any
will not
other,
add on this.
No, that whole one, that was the only thing on that
comments on the
one. for me.
circulation policy?
And Carla, can I just, for clarification?
Yes.
You said that's on page 80?
81
oh,
and
sorry.
83.
Yep.
81 is the one that says the
Yes.
second parent has to be there. 83, it doesn't say anything about a second parent,
Right,
so.
okay. And like I said, I believe that's how it, but I just want to clarify one last time for you.
Sure,
Yep.
sure.
Okay, great.
And
Thank you.
then the other suggested change was at the end of the second point on fees for damage destroyed, to change replacement fee has not been paid to replacement item is not ordered.
Okay.
Material has not been.
Material.
Replacement material.
Oh,
We
replacement.
use
Material.
material.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Not item, but material, okay. Anything else on the cancellation policy? Moving on to confidentiality policy.
The policy committee was good with that. There was really no major changes made to the policy.
No, I had a couple little things, but again, if it's all
Okay.
just grammatical stuff or punctuation stuff, then.
Okay, well,
So that would be one I would think we could, if you want to make
You
an
wanna
action
approve?
tonight.
Make an action on that one?
do you want to,
I'll
Bring up the
I'll
changes?
entertain a motion to approve
Do we want to
Okay.
put
by
all,
somebody
the-
made the
can we
confidentiality
put them all
policy.
together? The ones that we choose to do that with?
Go individually. It'll be
Yeah,
easier for
I think
us.
there's too many here.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I move to approve the confidentiality policy.
I'll second,
With grammatical
with
or
grammatical changes to
Grammatical
be
and punctuation, yeah.
updated.
Is that your
Carla?
motion with the grammatical and punctuation changes?
Yes.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the confidentiality policy with some grammatical corrections forthcoming. Any discussion? No discussion? Secretary, call the roll, or the vote.
Okay. Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Stirring?
Yes.
Trustee Yu?
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett?
Yes.
Trustee Burke?
Yes.
And Trustee Dooley?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Moving on to the collection development policy.
Well, this one had a lot of different changes. As you can see with the red. The policy committee is suggesting that we approve this policy as written, unless there are any changes that or questions?
Just some grammatical again, so,
With some
Grammar.
grammar.
but everything else is great.
Okay. Then I will entertain a motion to approve the collection development policy.
I can make that motion.
Okay.
Including,
Seconded?
including those grammar and punctuation.
Grammatical corrections. Okay.
I'll second that.
So it's been moved and seconded to adopt the collection development policy with some forthcoming grammatical corrections. Any discussion? No discussion? Secretary, call the vote.
Okay, Trustee Stirring?
Yes.
Trustee Yu?
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett?
Yes.
Trustee Burke?
Yes.
Trustee Dooley? And
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Motion carries 6-0.
And, let me just say something, add something to that. And I think it's like, if we come with a discussion item and it turns into an action item, but if there's any trustee that feels, I thought this was going to be a discussion item, I'm not really prepared to make it an action item, I, as the chair, would respect the wishes of one trustee, even if it's a minority, to say, I came here with the intention it was going to be a discussion, now it turns into an action. I'm not really ready to act on it. But if everybody can move on it, that's fine, but I think I would respect any trustee saying, I didn't plan on voting on this tonight, and I don't think it's fair to vote, and then I would put it off. But if we can get it
agree.
done,
Yeah,
I'd like to get it done.
Yeah,
Sure.
as long as it's reasonable.
Yep.
That's fair.
Okay, with that said, should have said that at the beginning, but computer and internet usage policy.
Again, we are suggesting that we approve this policy as changed with the red, noted in red, with any grammatical or punctuation corrections that may be needed.
I do have a question on it.
Okay.
For the under lawful use, we're specifying CSAM, which I think is the new term.
It is.
Are we also prohibiting pornography in general? Or is it just child pornography?
You cannot,
We cannot, because it's First Amendment, right? Okay, but it's just child.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to verify.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that change in language was interesting.
Yeah, I was
And
like, oh, okay.
Apt.
All right, thanks for clarifying that.
You're
Probably
welcome.
more descriptive.
Mm-hmm, yeah, it
Yeah.
has a definite
Yeah, CSAM is, yeah,
stuff
that's the
behind
new
it.
term.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Great question.
My issue with this is that there's a discrepancy between this one and the patron behavior policy. So I would be fine with that if we want to just make a change to the behavior policy, and that is this. On page, where is it? On page 96, we added in, if space allows, 2 people may use a computer as long as both individuals are seated. And then on page 107, is it? There's a thing that says specifically, only one patron per computer is allowed.
Oh.
So you've got, I think if you update this behavior one to reflect the change that you made in,
Yes,
you know what I mean? So
Yes.
I think we're fine to
Yes.
approve this one with a couple little grammatical things,
yes,
but I think this behavior one will need a change.
right.
Okay.
Where
Nope.
is that on 107?
107. It
106,
says right
you
here, patron,
Oh.
one patron per computer.
Yes, you are correct. Thank you for catching it.
Yeah.
'Cause that's a
So it's
change
just
that-
one update and then the other one
Yes.
needs to also.
And that's on page 107, correct?
Correct.
Yep, Second,
Okay.
second item.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss
Yes, thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss that change when we get to that policy?
Right, right. So
Yep.
as far as I'm concerned, the
Yep.
computer use should be good to go with some grammatical and punctuation stuff, yeah.
I
Got
would
it.
then entertain a motion to approve the computer and internet usage policy, subject to grammatical corrections.
So
Didn't
moved.
Didn't I already do that?
Oh, no, I don't.
I don't think you.
Did she make a motion? No, you just
You
said.
came, you started with a
recommendation.
recommendation for a
Okay.
discussion. I don't think we've had a motion yet.
And I'd like to include, though, please do not only grammatical, but the connection with the patron behavior.
Well, but we won't have
okay,
to
you'll
change
do
this
it
one
there.
until
Yeah,
we get
you're
the
right.
other one. Yeah,
Gotcha.
so this
Okay.
policy is good to go
This
with
is
just
good.
a couple
You're
little
correct.
connection, corrections, but
Yep, okay.
So I'll entertain a motion if somebody makes it.
yes, I moved, so moved.
Second.
It's been seconded.
Whatever.
Brian will second that, okay.
Any discussion on the computer and internet usage policy, subject to grammatical corrections? If not, I'll ask the secretary to take the vote.
Trustee Yu, Yes.
Trustee Bartlett.
Yes,
Trustee Burt.
Yes.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. Okay, what's
Okay, the
next?
next policy on page 100 is the customer service policy.
Oh,
With just some minor changes. And the policy committee is suggesting that we adopt it with these changes, unless there are any grammatical and punctuation. No?
I'll make a motion to approve the customer service policy.
Okay, it's been moved,
I'll
seconded.
second.
Customer service policy has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, I ask the secretary to take the vote.
Trustee Bartlett.
yes,
Trustee Burt.
Yes.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Trustee Yu.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Okay, next, distributions and postings policy. Again, that's just that's just one page, page 101. The policy committee is suggesting that we approve it with the noted changes.
Oh, okay.
I do have a small little one, so with a punctuation correction.
Okay, so I move that we approve the distributions and posting policy as written with future punctuation or spelling corrections.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the distribution and posting policy, subject to some grammatical and punctuation corrections. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask the secretary to take the vote.
Trustee Burt.
Yes.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Trustee Yu.
Yes.
And Trustee Bartlett.
yes.
Motion carries 6-0. I just have to ask, are you guys going to vote me off the island?
So moved. Never.
No, we're glad that you're catching all of that.
Although I'm looking at some of them that we did last year, and I didn't catch them, so,
Right,
you
so
know. I don't know.
it's so many eyes
I
and.
tell you.
Next, emergency closing policy. Okay, we did have a discussion about this. Director Farkas had a question on whether She felt it was necessary to address staff shortages and include it in the policy. Did we decide not to do that?
I think we decided not to do that.
Okay,
And talk about it here.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I'd like to open it for discussion and see how everybody else feels about that.
I think,
I'm allowed to
I
do
thought something similar, as I read it, because I know that we were coming up with that right now, right? But, you know, whether it needs to be specified or not, I think the whole "but not limited to" is
And that's
there.
what- yeah.
And it talks
Yes.
about
That's what-
deemed unsafe,
yes.
that
Yes.
also is
Yes.
covered,
Yes.
so.
Right. Yeah.
Great. That's all we want. We said the same
Yeah.
thing, but
Yes,
I just wanted to
exactly.
bring it up if there was a need.
And plus it, like, the first bullet point says that it rests with the library director or designee.
Mhm.
You're empowered to declare in case you need to. So.
She's got the power. Okay.
Okay?
So I think we're moving from a discussion to an action item.
Yes,
I'll
please.
entertain a motion for the emergency closing policy,
With changes,
grammatical changes.
Grammatical? Okay.
so.
I'll make a motion to approve the emergency closing policy with grammatical changes.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion in regard to the emergency closing policy as presented, subject to grammatical or punctuation corrections? Hearing no discussion, ask the secretary to take the vote on the emergency closing policy.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Trustee Yu.
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. I'm running out of columns. Okay.
Okay. The patron behavior policy. Now, per the previous policy that we were talking, the computer and internet usage, there was a question on page 107.
Yes.
Yeah, and that should be just an easy fix to make the same policy change as was in the internet
How
one.
do we want to change that to agree with the other?
Is it we change
What was
the
it,
one
a max?
patron to two patrons when it comes to per computer?
So
Yeah.
it's allowing
Yeah.
an opportunity for two people.
So we change the one to
You
two?
could probably use a similar language, right?
I would
Yeah,
use
that's what I would
similar
like to do.
language, yeah.
Mhm.
If space allows, two people may use. a
Correct.
computer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, do it
Thank
first.
you.
Do we want to vote on this, or do you want to take it back and redo it?
Whatever you prefer.
Is there more beyond that? That anyone has?
Just, again,
Yeah.
hyphens.
Yeah, anything we discussed.
Nothing major.
No, actually, we were good with the policy
Yeah. Yeah.
as is. So,
Okay. I think we're moving from a discussion to an action item. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the patron behavior policy with the one correction in regard to two patrons per computer if sufficient space is provided and subject to grammatical or punctuation corrections. Forthcoming.
I better put that language in from now on.
I'll make that motion to approve.
All right.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the patron behavior policy with a change it for grammatical and punctuation and allowing for two patrons per computer if space is available. Any discussion?
yes, so it would read, in the interest of safety, only one patron per chair, and would we put maximum two patrons per computer is allowed?
Is space allowed?
If space allows.
Yeah, I'd like to mirror the language
Yeah.
if possible to the computer, to what that is, so I can go back. And if you'd like, I can bring this back for you just to see it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're approving it, but I can bring it
Finalized.
back for a.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm good. That's all I had.
Do we have to vote?
Yep, we need to vote.
I'll ask the secretary to call the vote.
No, there's no,
What's that?
Are we voting on this, or are you bringing it back?
No, you're voting, but I'll bring it back just so
Just
that
so
you
we
can
see
see
the
it.
exact language.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, trustee Helvangus says yes, trustee Stirring,
Yes.
trustee Yu,
Yes.
trustee Bartlett,
Yes.
trustee Burke, and
Yes.
trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. Woo-hoo. That was good, that was
Got
good.
a lot done.
You're done with number one.
Well, number one had
We've
a lot.
approved all of them except for,
Circulation.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great job.
Item number 2 for matters for board action, coming from the HR committee, based on the current staff shortages at NPL, the committee recommends to approve 2 Sunday closures, July 5th and July 19th. Any other staffing shortages that result on a Sunday throughout the summer will be considered an emergency closure and notified to the community as quickly as possible.
And I apologize, that should be page 119.
Right, I was
Yes.
about to
Oh,
say
page
My
that.
apologies.
119.
Yes,
Yeah.
I just noticed it, yep.
Okay. I guess as I read this is an action item now. It's coming as a specific action
You are
item.
correct.
So I would entertain a motion to approve this,
Before discussion.
before discussion, it's an
Okay.
action item,
Okay.
as I interpret it anyway.
So moved.
Second,
Any discussion on closing the library on 2 Sundays, July 5th and July 19th, due to current staff shortages and any other staffing shortages that result on a Sunday throughout the summer will be considered an emergency closure and notified the community as quickly as possible. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Through the chair, did you need any extra context beyond what was presented in the packet as to why staff was able to get to 2 days?
I don't need it, but I just wanted to compliment staff and management for, I'm sure, working through some various hardships and maybe vacation disruptions or whatever, but to get to this point. So, I mean, I welcome the background, but
Sure.
I
Okay.
appreciate what's been done to get
Sure.
to this point.
I just wanted to make sure, just in case.
Yep.
Julia, I don't know if we can open the floor to you to kind of quickly take the trustees through what that process was, because in our committee meeting, we definitely had a lengthy conversation on the amount of effort that was taken. And maybe there's some things that the trustees should know and the public should know just real quick before they vote.
Sure, in order to do that, we do have to, we're 103 hours short specifically in the IS department. And so in order to do this, to keep us open on Sunday, we did have to move staff throughout the week. And even on, if we had an extra person, maybe even on a Saturday, we might have moved to a Sunday. That, if you've seen, we've had to cancel some story times so that we could be open on Sunday to move people too. So there is a domino effect sometimes when you do that. I do want to thank the IS department and the 2 supervisors, Ray Manella and Emily Brush, for working very hard with their team, knowing the shortages, in order to get their team to take additional hours. We do have opportunities to rely on substitutes when we can and when they're available, so we did that as well. In fact, I noted a number of things that were done. We put out different offers to see if we could get other staffing, to see if we could get coverage, offered to the part-time staff, which we don't have a lot of from the IS department, but we have a few, but we did offer it. Not everyone, took us up on that, and that's, because it's summer, and I understand that. And we were able to, and this is making sure that people had their vacations that were already approved. We didn't compromise that, but anyone who was asking for vacation after, that could be of concern and would maybe be a denial just because of trying to keep all of the staffing at a minimum that we could do. I will echo from the last meeting in May that it is a safety concern, when you pull back staff and you don't have all the staff available. And so I think that's my biggest concern, which is why I gave you the emergency closing language to be aware of, because should I get something happened, someone gets sick, and those numbers unfortunately affect us, I would close, because only having 2 librarians, 1 on each floor, doesn't offer them the opportunity from labor law standpoint to give them a break without, and then the floor has no coverage. Not always do I have a librarian with librarian background working as a manager on the weekend who might be able to help in that capacity. And so that's why I wanted to share a little bit of that information as well. But I do want to thank the team, because these are the 2 dates, unfortunately, that they just couldn't get the coverage after many asks, sending out emails, hey, we've got these 2 dates left. They were able to cover everything else. And, you know, if you look at July 5th, that's part of the weekend of the holiday, so I don't think that's going to be a huge impact on the community. In fact, that was a date that I had originally brought to the board, you know, for us to be closed. So, you know, it's holiday. And then the other one is Festival of Chariots.
Yeah.
We're super busy that day, but it's not usage of the building like checkouts and stuff.
Right.
It's the park is being used for a wonderful event that we have, that's hosted, and it's not hosted by the city. This is not a city event. This is, you know, a group that's having a large event that's at the park. And we've always been working with them to give them an opportunity to have the building if they need it for additional restrooms and to take a break maybe from hot weather. But it did exhaust us in
Yes.
terms of bodies.
Sure.
And that was the only other day that I couldn't get other staffing. And I am okay with the fact that if we close that day, that would, looking at all the other Sundays, these are the 2 that would make sense and don't impact the community huge. We got a lot of complaints about the parking lot and our actual library patrons not being able to get into the building
That day.
because of the event that's happening and
Yeah.
stuff. So I just assume, and we've got plenty of time to communicate it, put out that we're not gonna be open these days and it'll be okay. I mean, people couldn't return materials sometimes because of the traffic. I actually took more complaints on Festival of Chariots Day
Interesting, yeah.
from our patrons
Yeah,
because it
sure.
was just a nightmare for access.
Yeah.
So let's not give them the nightmare. Let's give them a break and, you know, and then be back that Monday and the following Sunday. Does that help with
Yes.
giving some clarification?
Yeah, I just
I
wanted
just
to make sure.
wanted to comment, when I saw on page 114,
Sure.
the total visits last year
Mhm.
on the Festival of Chariots,
Mhm.
and if we're stretched so thin right now, that would just be
Right.
way too overwhelming for
Yeah.
the staff. And,
And again, it's not library users. They're not, you know,
correct,
exactly.
yeah.
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I appreciate you, you know, looking at that with me.
No, I can support this. I don't know if we need to just contact them and let them know.
Oh, I will be. Absolutely.
Going to be closed
Yes.
that day.
Yes.
You might want to get a few porta potties.
Give them a
Oh, they
heads
do.
up.
They do porta potties. This is all taken, but still people come over to the building.
Sure.
But I do have contacts and I'll make sure that they're aware that we won't even be open. Yeah. And I've shared a little bit of that with the city too, just to make them aware that we might, just because of how difficult it is. Yeah. We get the usage. People don't walk far enough to use the city building and the
We
civic
actually
center.
close here right after the ceremony, so this building's not gonna open either.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for staff.
So we
That
were
makes
taking
sense.
on
Yeah.
lots of people.
Lots of people.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Thank you.
I have a couple comments and questions. So I appreciate the information about the breaks, because last month I forgot about the break option, so I appreciate that.
Yes.
And the 2 days that are being recommended make complete sense with the 4th of July tied into the holiday. and
Sure.
The Festival of Chariots Day. I would be nice if we could acknowledge the staff that were able to kind of rearrange the schedule to help us out and
Yes.
be available so we can open, so that if we can do that, it would be really nice to acknowledge
For their flexibility?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
My other question was, so we talked a lot about staffing with librarians.
Mhm.
So how does, if like we have call-offs and support services and our building staff, how does that impact? So it looks like facilities, we have 0 right now.
Right now, we have a facilities person every other Sunday right now.
And we're able to open with
we're not taking meeting rooms
Gotcha.
for that, so that we don't have the extra burden. And if there's anything major, the manager itself would react and yes, would take care of those issues.
And I guess something that came up for me was with meeting room rentals, just since we are short-staffed.
Yes.
I do know that we do have some days that we have before and after hours events. If there was a call-off, how would we handle that situation? Like, let's say, sorry, we don't have buddies, so you can't have your event, or?
We would be doing that.
Okay.
And we've made that clearer now. After an issue we had this winter where we had a closure and we got pushback from an actual renter, where then I turned around and to accommodate, we had staff that actually opened the building just for that rental. We've now put language in that they have to be aware that should something happen, we're not gonna do that. We're so sorry, but
Yeah.
we won't, we can't. So I will stand firm on that now.
Gotcha.
Thank you for that question, I appreciate it. Yep. It's an emergency closure,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
and that's the
exactly.
language we will use.
yes.
Yes.
And I assume that they would get a full refund and everything. or-
Yes, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Or if they wanted to reschedule, yes. But we,
What
yeah.
was the situation? Were we closed for weather or
it was,
something like that?
yeah.
And they still wanted you to come in.
And we got so much pushback. And it was, well, we have food and everything, but I can't do that. I mean, really, I was taking risk of some staff, right,
Yeah,
with
'cause the
that and
weather.
staying. And I luckily, the staff was already there. So I was able to keep the staff that was there. But really, that's not what we want to do. So we've put stronger language in now so that they understand, hey, if we've got an emergency closure,
risk,
we've got an emergency closure.
Right.
That's it. Yeah. So that's a great question. I appreciate that, Trustee Yu.
Any other discussion? Been moved and seconded. Secretary, would you take the vote?
Trustee Stirring,
Yes.
trustee Yu,
Yes.
trustee Bartlett,
Yes,
trustee Burt,
Yes.
trustee Dooley,
Yes.
trustee Helvangus says yes, motion carries 6-0.
Item number 3, coming from the Building and Grounds Committee, the approval of the second bid in the amount of $119,897 with a contingency that must be approved by the library director with a not to exceed $5,750. Contract must be written for a completion date of September 30. I interpret this as an action item.
Yes,
It's not a
it
discussion
is.
item.
It is an action item.
So I will ask for I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved to accept the second bid in the amount of $119,897 with a contingency that must be approved by the library director with a not to exceed $5,750. Contract must be written for a completion date of September 30, 2026.
And this is in addition to that amount, right?
No, it's a
Nope.
change, it's a replacement.
This is a
Yeah.
whole new
thing.
because.
But you know what, I realize it doesn't say anything about front door or anything. I mean, do we want to make mention of that?
Oh,
As
for
you-
the
as you
main
just
door
read it.
For what
project?
it's
Yeah,
for.
for the main door
I'm-
project, yeah. as you
I'm
just-
sorry, and it doesn't do it in my actual action, does it? But it gives info about it. Okay,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can. I think that would be great for you to go ahead and amend that part.
Yes, to amend
Thank
the
you.
motion to
main-
include
The
the main.
project,
Yeah.
Main door.
Main door
Main door
project.
main
Project.
door
Main
project.
door. Thank you.
So, also just for specificity's sake, in the verbiage of the motion, it's 5,750 above the 119.
That is correct.
That's
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know. if-
Contingency is above.
Okay.
That's what contingency is.
Okay.
Yep.
Just want to be sure. Okay,
Yes.
Perfect.
And just to clarify, because I know we didn't meet as a committee on this specific one that's here
Correct.
tonight. This is the original bid.
Correct.
Okay.
It was, we had two bids
Right.
come in.
Yeah.
Yes. So this was one of the two original bids. You are correct.
Because we were just making sure they were able to meet our deadlines. That was our hold up with this company.
With this, correct, and they couldn't, so then it's moving it, but because you're moving it to September, the
Now they can.
contingencies there because of potential costs that could come up through the summer when you put out the price, when you look for pricing. So they held it, but we don't know on a couple things that could come up, and that's,
Because the first bidder basically bowed out. The first bidder bowed out.
they didn't bow
No,
out,
no.
they did not
Well,
provide the right
they
information.
acknowledged they couldn't complete it as they
Yeah.
bid it.
Right.
They acknowledged that it was an incomplete bid.
Yeah, it was yeah.
Right. I want to make sure that they provided an incomplete bid.
Right.
Yes.
And this has been checked, that's.
Yes. We've met with both companies now, and that's how we determined that the first one, unfortunately, then did not provide a complete bid. Correct. And we gave them actually an opportunity to send the additional information. It took too long. We weren't waiting any longer.
Yep.
So, yep. When we didn't have to do that as well, but. Mhm. And this, I did approve this through the city of Novi, that we could, through the finance department, that we could go ahead to the next bid and not have to go out to bid again, which was my fear and what I was actually queuing us up for. Mhm.
Any other discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll ask the secretary to take the vote on approving the second bid in the amount of $119,897 for the front door project with a contingency that must be approved by the library director with a not to exceed $5,750, and the contract must be written for a completion date of September 30, 2026.
Okay.
Ask the vote.
Okay, trustee Yu,
Yes.
trustee Bartlett,
Yes.
trustee Burke,
Yes.
trustee Dooley,
Yes.
trustee Helvangus, yes, trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Item number 4, coming from the Finance Committee, this is to approve the financial policy that's included on page 122 to 125. We saw this last month. There were a few corrections, basically a couple words were capitalized. I interpret this as an action item, so
It is.
I will entertain a motion to approve this item.
And anything noted in yellow was what was changed.
Okay.
Yes.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
I only have one tiny little thing, by changing primary sources on page 123, under sources of funding. Changing primary sources means should be are.
Thank you. Yes.
Sure.
Thank you.
So with that one little
Yes.
itsy-
Thank you.
itsy bitsy.
Got it. So it should read the primary sources of operating funds for the library are instead is. Mhm. Thank you.
And just to remind everybody, that was when we were looking at our policy compared to the city's policy, and we had basically a policy that just talked about what if we don't have enough money. We didn't really say what happens if we have an excess amount, and this provides guidance for gives direction to us as a board and to the director, how we direct that excess amount.
Yep. We don't really plan on, really looking at this and applying this till next budget. As far as, when we actually have to take a look at it.
It's nice to be thinking in those terms, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, the city is still do their budgets, so
Yeah.
for the next 2 years, they have not put theirs in yet, which was a little bit of a surprise last meeting.
Yeah.
But ours is in, so we're okay.
You want to take the vote, Secretary?
Sure. Trustee Bartlett,
Yes.
trustee Burke,
Yes.
trustee Dooley,
Yes.
trustee Helvangus says yes, trustee Stirring,
Yes.
and trustee Yu.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Item number 5 is something that trustee Bartlett observed what happened last month and was smart enough to look around the world and find out what's going on at other places. And I guess I'll consider this a discussion item for now. But go ahead, Brian, and explain.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up as a discussion. We've kind of continued to kind of slip into this meeting as well. We have traditionally tried to start everything with a motion. So I took a good look at the other major boards that have financial responsibilities in town to see how they did it. The school board invariably basically decides up front, based on their items, and it appears that the superintendent creates the agenda and every item on the agenda, and they know ahead of time what is an action item and what is a discussion. So they basically open the thing for in that manner. I think the city does it a little bit more cleaner, especially from our perspective, where we can be getting motions from individual committees, from the director. We can be getting motions or items on the agenda from everywhere. And that is invariably the mayor opens it up to Victor Cardenas, asks him to comment. He comments. Then the mayor says, I'll open the item to discussion or a motion. So that it's just to act, so rather than make a decision on that front end, it just makes it seem to me to make it a lot cleaner. But invariably, that's how they do it. And so I was I said, because we kind of, slip into it, maybe it would make sense for Mark to do something similar, or the president to do something similar of the board. And that way in case you have an issue brought forward by a committee, that committee chairman can step forward and say, like, for example, the financial policy. It had some details in it. I was really looking for board members to look at it, consider it, and since we didn't have to do anything with it till next January, there's really no need to move it forward to a motion. But that was why I put this suggestion in. But that's, so rather than Mark having to, the president having to say, is this a, motion or an item, he basically just opens it up to, I open this up to the board for discussion or motion.
Okay. So you don't have to follow that procedure of motion, then discussion? It can be just a discussion?
And there seems to
That
be.
moves into a motion eventually, if you wanted to?
There's nothing in Robert's rules that says that you can't do either.
Had discussion last time
Yeah.
in terms of,
order.
and sometimes I entertained a motion and sometimes I start a discussion.
Yeah.
And I didn't very clearly say this is a discussion item or this is a motion item. But when I interpreted what was in front of me, the word like for consideration
Sure.
sounds more like a discussion
Right.
item. So
Sure.
I
Right.
started with a discussion, but I will try to be clearer in the future to identify that as a discussion item. But that's why some items were more, let's talk about it, and
Yeah.
other items, if I could perceive the motion that was
That
clearly
action could be
defined,
taken.
that everybody knew what we were voting on, whether you agreed with it or not, you
Yeah.
could proceed with the motion.
Okay,
And I will
that
try
makes
to
sense,
do that in the future and do a better job of indicating up front it's a discussion item or an action item.
And I'm happy to help you. I hope you saw, I'm starting to note the committees, if that's helpful to you.
Yes, that's great.
And what I can start with is the word approve or discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
Yes.
Okay.
For
Okay.
approval or for discussion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what I will add, sometimes our discussions lead to the
Sure.
point where I
make
think
a
that there's some
motion.
unanimity in terms of
Yeah.
moving it from a discussion to an action item.
Right.
And like I indicated before, if any trustee said, I came to this meeting thinking I wasn't going to vote on it,
Right.
I really don't want to vote on it as an action item, even though that might be a minority
Yeah.
position, I would respect the one trustee saying, let's not vote on it tonight because I wasn't prepared to vote on it tonight. But if people
great.
could vote on it and,
Yeah.
save us time from doing it at a subsequent meeting, I think we will be a little bit more efficient.
I know that'll probably be like chair's privilege going forward, like what you just said, Mark. But I would caution, there's a caveat to that. Like, really, the trustees need to be prepared. And just, because we've had trustees in the past that didn't read the packet because they were on vacation or something. And I don't think that's a good enough excuse to bring forward to you that they're not prepared to vote.
I would agree, but I think if the meeting, if the minutes of if the agenda says it's a discussion item.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's
then-
different.
then I
Yes,
think-
exactly.
But if it's
I-
a
I-
motion,
right.
I would respect the
Yeah.
right of a trustee to say, I read this
Yep.
stuff, but I
Yeah.
wasn't prepared to vote.
Yeah,
Yep.
But I would agree with you if it's an action item and you didn't read the packet,
yeah,
That
I'd be like,
isn't a
sorry,
very
you
good
gotta
excuse.
abstain then, because we're ready.
Right.
That's
which
what I would say.
That would be the option, is
Yeah.
absence. yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good point, Brian.
Yeah.
Glad you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
for bringing
great.
that up, Brian.
Yeah,
Due
thank you.
diligence, and thanks for clarifying work. That was great.
Number 6.
Item number 6, Policy Committee, draft of the library board calendar for 2027.
Get ready, people, here we are, we're already, I know you get worried, but I thought I better put it out there now before you start thinking about your, winter
Okay,
vacation.
so, can I consider this an action item?
This can be, yes. Yes.
Um,
It says first draft, but it can be if, you know, you can,
But an action item as opposed to a discussion item. The question I had in regard to the Friday in December staff holiday event, is that all day or usually that was like half?
you
a-
skipped-
We're not
well,
there
that's
yet.
We're on
separate,
the-
so,
we're on the board
yep,
meeting
Oh,
one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're on
That's
number
okay.
31.
You're on number 6.
I'm ahead.
131.
Yep,
is the
I'm
plan.
sorry. I did jump ahead. Board calendar, 131.
Yes.
I'm ahead of myself.
There's a lot in there. There's a lot going on.
So I'm putting forth these days for January as budget session dates.
Okay.
And
Can I
if,
say, as opposed to my first term as a trustee, I appreciate budget not being on my birthday. Every year, my first term is always my birthday.
It's funny.
and we've tried to go away from 2 weekend Saturdays and things like that. So,
Yeah, it's worked out well.
and the reason why I put this out there now is if you think there is going to be a conflict, I'd rather have that conversation now to figure out how we can change it, because these end up in the city's calendar. This is why I do this, is so that they
Right.
are available for the community to know, and they become part of the city calendar that's shared. The
Well,
physical
I-
calendar, yeah.
Would like to put forth a motion to approve this calendar for the library board monthly meetings
I'll second.
for 2027.
Seconded.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the library board monthly meetings schedule on page 131. Any discussion?
So again, when we're doing it, we only have 2 meetings that were not here. That's correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
That worked out pretty well.
Yep, it
that's
should
good.
be the March one and
April.
April.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the budget ones.
Right.
Right, yes, correct.
Is the only reason the March 25th meeting is not the second Thursday because it's board election? Is that the only reason why?
That is correct, and it gives time for that to happen, and the person who takes, if there's a new person coming in,
Yeah.
that is March 1st.
Yeah.
So it gives me time to onboard or do anything prior to that and get them ready.
The April meeting, is at the library?
The April meeting is at the library, and that's because I moved it. I could be out of town, so I thought I'd let you know now, if you don't want me to
Oh,
be.
is that the third?
Yes, it
Thursday?
is.
Oh,
If you don't want me out of town and we have that conversation, I'm happy to
Oh, okay,
entertain it.
okay, well, that's
But I
right.
was
Now I
trying-
look at the 15th.
Yeah. I was trying to give you a heads up to a potential vacation. Unfortunately, it's falling in that second week always, so sorry.
I think we're still discussion of any more discussion? Then I'll ask the secretary to take the vote.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Trustee Yu.
Yes.
And Trustee Bartlett.
Yes,
Motion carries 6-0.
132.
Now up to 7.
Here we
Approval of the closure on Friday, December 18, 2026 for staff professional development.
So I apologize, that should be page 130, so it's out of,
Oh,
Mark, I apologize, it's out of whack. It should-
130.
Yes, it's page 130.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
no, it's not.
that's.
You were correct.
I'm sorry, it is
2006.
132, yes.
you were
It's the
correct.
current, yeah. It's-
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. it is.
132.
I'm getting
Okay.
these, I shouldn't put them together.
Okay.
So the staff development's in the morning, and is the city's having a party in the afternoon?
Yes, they're having it from 1 to 4, and I just got the timing.
They did that last year?
Yes,
They did it, I thought then they started more late in the afternoon?
no, it was started at 1 o'clock last time.
Okay,
It went to 5, and they've shortened it from 1 to 4.
okay,
Yep.
okay. Okay. Answered my question.
Yes.
I would consider this, I guess, another action item then.
Yes.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion to approve the closure for Friday, December 18, 2026 for staff professional development in the morning, 8:30 to 12:30, and City of Novi holiday event, 1 to 4 p.m.? I'll ask for a vote if there's no discussion.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Trustee Yu.
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett.
Yes.
And Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you.
Item number 8, Policy Committee, draft library closing for 2027, which is
Page 133.
page 133.
We did have one change to this because we don't know what the city is going to be planning for a holiday celebration in 27. We're just deleting that entire line where it says Friday in December staff holiday event.
And then
And
as I
then
know
we'll
more
come-
information in the future, I'll bring it to
Yeah.
you.
Okay, and
Like
then we
we
can
just
amend
did.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this thing is going to be taken, the one that's in red is
Yes.
actually removed?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
It's going to be omitted.
They won't do it?
I don't know. So
We don't
let's,
know.
yeah, let's,
or-
let's not put something in the future where we're not sure, right? I'd rather wait and then
Is
hear.
that why it's not a specific Friday?
Correct, because I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
But it will still be a day in December?
Could be.
Yeah.
You know.
But if they don't even have
I
a
don't know.
party
You know,
or
they're
whatever,
trying new things.
Oh,
And so
okay.
this is the second year with the new process and having the afternoon, so I'd rather just wait and see. I thought it was a great recommendation from the policy committee to
Okay.
hold off.
Okay.
I hope we do it again, but
And we also commented at our meeting that we really appreciate having the 2026 and 2027 comparison.
Yes, yes. That's
Yes, we did.
Okay.
good. Are we making it an action item or is this?
Yeah, I think we can make it an action item, yeah.
Okay, so-
Entertain the motion with deleting that Friday in December from the calendar.
I move to approve the library closings in 2027 with deleting the Friday in December line.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Been moved and seconded to approve the library closing schedule for 2027 on page 133, deleting the Friday in December for staff holiday event with City of Novi.
One quick thing. For library board meeting at the bottom, it says March 26th, where the one we just approved was March 25th.
thank you. Sorry about that.
Thanks, Tori.
Thank you, Tori.
Oh, my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Be my birthday.
At least not budget.
So we'll have to go out after, huh?
Any further discussion? Library closures? If not, I'll ask the secretary to take the vote.
Trustee Helvangus says yes. Trustee Stirring.
Yes.
Trustee Yu.
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
And Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Item number 9, which was added to our agenda tonight, is to approve the fourth quarter budget amendments for calendar year 26-27 for accounts 271 and 272, with those changes outlined in yellow. This will be an action item. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second?
Been moved and approved. It's been moved and seconded to approve the budget, the fourth quarter budget amendments for 26-27, accounts 271 and 272. Any discussion?
Would you like me to offer some info? So since the finance committee met, your number got a little better based on a little bit more information for.
What page are you on?
I'm sorry, I am on page 27. When we met, we were a little higher on the amount for the net revenue, and it's now it's negative 68,109. So that was a little less than originally.
So it's less than the 82,778?
Well, we had a different number because I provided, because that's year end.
When we met, it was at 70-something, and we're down to 68 now, yes. So it's good news based on the financial committee meeting that we had, that I found additional revenue that actually came in that made the change. So, and that, if you look from page 24 on, anything highlighted under the budget descriptions, the line descriptions, those yellow, that's where changes were made. So it gives you, just where that information came from. Okay?
All those copiers.
We've done better. Primarily, the largest bumps were in two sources. One on the revenue side, not unusual. The revenue coming in from taxes, it was higher than what was originally projected by about 5%. So it was almost just under 200,000 from when we started.
That's a big chunk.
And of course, what we discussed a little bit last time, our salaries are down because of our recent turnover, which also has
Right.
has occurred before. So we were down, rather than our original target, which was about a $300,000 deficit, we're down a little over $200,000 over that. So we're down to, in the 60 to 80 range.
We took the vote.
Nope, we did a motion
Oh.
and second, but we need to vote.
Okay. No more discussion? Okay, then ask for the vote on approving the budget amendments for the fourth quarter for 26-27 on accounts 271 and 272.
Trustee Stirring,
Yes.
trustee Yu,
Yes.
trustee Bartlett,
Yes.
trustee Burke,
Yes.
trustee Dooley,
Yes.
trustee Helvangus says yes. Motion carries 6-0.
I'll just take note of the communication from some of our patrons and thank Julie for your prompt responses and accurate responses to the people as they question things, and appreciate your responses to them. That leaves one additional item for tonight's meeting. It's a closed session. It's to do an annual review of the library director. This is a closed session. It's on the agenda, so we'll go into a closed session now. We will come back and report after the closed session.
But our public can go if they want, right?
Yeah.
They can go with it. They
Yeah.
can go or say whatever they want to do.
If you could invite the public to stay or leave.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
only one action item when you come back.
We're going to close
There's
session.
only going to be one item.
Yeah.
Come back.
Okay. I didn't want you to feel
Yeah,
like
we
you
don't
had
want, we don't want you to feel obligated to stay if you don't want to. You may.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate
for
it.
coming.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
Yeah, there are plenty of motions to keep you busy, so.
Do you mind if I leave my stuff? No? Okay, great.
Turn from closed session. The closed session, we made a review of our director and have increased her salary by 3% based on her outstanding performance. Now I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I
Aye.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great
Thank
night.
you.